Last week, I was casually walking the streets of Guangzhou, China, and I couldn't help but notice that everywhere I went, there were people dressed like they'd freshly walked out of a C-drama. We're talking in the streets, in the restaurants, sitting down, standing up, making TikToks. And that's when I discovered that there are these Hanfu makeover shops lurking around every corner. And I do mean every corner. Every 2 minutes, another one, and another. Started to feel like DJ Khaled.
Every night at dinner, I'll be there. Every birthday party, I'll be there. Every Christmas, I'll be there.
Now, like all YouTubers with an inconsistent upload schedule, I sniffed out an opportunity for a makeover video and I took it. These shops are essentially Chinese royalty makeover studios. Primarily aimed at tourists, they offer an opportunity to get dressed up in traditional Chinese clothing called Hanfu, get your hair and makeup done, and even do a professional photo shoot. Hanfu is traditional Chinese clothing worn by the Han ethnic group. And because there are so many different types and styles of Hanfu, some of these shops offer hundreds of outfit options for rent. Though it is worth noting that these outfits tend to lean more towards costume than authenticity. And this is because the makeover experience is primarily aimed at tourists for the purpose of fun and entertainment. This means that whilst the outfits look visually mostly right, they use different fabrics and colors that are more reminiscent of costuming on a historically inaccurate period drama. A bit like Rain. Have any of you seen that show? Yeah, those girls were walking around in Boho Forever 21 outfits. If you are interested in learning more about authentic traditional Chinese fashion, I really recommend these channels. I've left a link in the description down below. After scouting out a couple of Hanfu studios, I decided on this one, which was actually located above a cafe/RC car model shop. Like toy cars, you know the ones. It was actually quite fun. I didn't get one and I regret it now looking back. I primarily chose this location because they had a really wide variety of costumes that looked to be quite good quality. They had this balcony, which I knew would be great for filming, and they had enough space for me to maneuver without really being in anyone's way. Speaking of high quality, by golly have I got something for you, Diva. As many of you know, I've been making a good few little videos on spicy books recently. And if you were by chance in the market to make that spice a little bit more interactive, yeah, we're talking immersive exhibit, this is where I introduce you to the luxury toy brand Lilo. We're talking top dollar designer goods, babe, and you deserve that. Yeah, tell you what you deserve even more? My stackable discount code Ellbat15 that lets you make the most of their Black Friday deals. Don't say I never did nothing for ya. Maybe even grab yourself a Lilo Switch, which I can personally vouch for. We're talking dual usage design, internal and external. A lot of urinals. Sensorial ribs. 2 vibrating motors. Yeah, talk about horsepower. There are 16 different intensities and 10 powerful modes. Yeah, that's more powerful than the white face paint used in this video. But if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, Lilo has something for everyone. They've got toys for couples, little play date, internal toys, suction toys. By golly, they've got a toy buffet. I've always been super vocal on this channel about how important it is for people to have spaces where they can safely and comfortably enjoy and explore their sexuality, no matter what that looks like. So if you would like to try something a little new, a little fun, a little luxurious, dare I say, just click the link down below and use my discount code Ellbat15 to get an additional 15% off your purchase. That's a Black Friday deal, baby. That's a Black Friday deal. Thank you so much to Lilo for sponsoring this part of today's video. Okay, now back to where we were. Now, the package that I chose included outfit rental, hair and makeup, a photo shoot with a professional photographer, and the most important one, professionally edited photos. I'm gonna need you to remember that because it will be important later. All paid, it was time to choose my outfit. They had so many different styles on offer, some of which were more modest and traditional in style, and others, they were given like sexy queen. And you know what, Divas? More power to you. I selected 3 different styles of Hanfu to try on in various colors, but ultimately I decided that the first 2 were a bit too flowy and feminine for my personal tastes, so I ended up going for this royal blue ensemble that cinched in at the waist and had a v-neck that I felt better matched my build. Traditional Hanfu usually consists of a robe and undergarments or a jacket-skirt combo. The Hanfu costume that I tried on consisted of an undervest, a jacket, and a skirt. Something to note here is that in most of the shops, the undergarments they give you are just one size. So make sure to double check before you book a makeover experience that the studio you're going to offers a range of costume sizes. Costume on, it was time for my makeup.
I feel like I'm at the salon.
And to be honest with you, I did not think I could get any paler, but boy was I wrong. The main base for the makeup is a very pale face, and the primary reason for that actually traces back to traditional attitudes surrounding class and nobility. Back in the day, having a pale face actually signified wealth, as it meant that a person likely didn't spend hours laboring under the hot sun. This suggested that they were a member of the aristocracy or noble class. That's right, it all leads back to classism.
You know, I didn't think I could get any paler, but turns out, no matter how white you are, there's always Casper to go.
The one thing I will say about the makeup process is that if you have sensitive skin, this may not be for you, as the makeup is incredibly heavy and feels a bit more like theatre or stage makeup.
Good thing I moisturised a lot before this, because I tell you now, this would be giving Dracula if not. Oh, this is smart. She's covering up my spots with red. It's genius.
Also, if you're prone to breakouts, I would recommend bringing your own sponges, as although they do clean them, they do use the same sponges for every customer. I also brought my own mascara because I'm big on eye hygiene, okay? What can I say? The most bold part of the makeup was the line that the makeup artist drew beneath my eyes, which is done to create the illusion of bigger, rounder eyes. You may recognize this from modern makeup trends like aegyeosal, which is quite popular in South Korea. The main goal is to make your eyes bigger and give you a more youthful expression. I'll be honest, not sure it's having that effect on me, because I just look really insane. One of the last things that the makeup artist did for my makeup was add glitter to my cheeks, which again, very much giving costumey, because I don't think they had glitter in the Han Dynasty.
I felt like I'd smash my chin on something. Ooh.
Then we moved on to hair. This was the part I was most excited for, because when I was walking around Guangzhou, the people in Hanfu costumes had the most incredible hair get-ups that you have ever seen. They were so elaborate, and I just wanted to know how they were doing it. And I very quickly learnt it's fake hair, which I didn't notice before, because most of the people I saw these hair get-ups on had black hair, and the fake hair was also black. So I didn't realise that it was fake until she started staining the front of my hair black, because all of the hair pieces were with black hair.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I kinda like this. Oh!
She started by slabbing a mould on the top of my head, which she then used to pin my real hair to. Or at least the front half of it. The back half she braided and tucked away, preparing to stick on a bunch of fake hair.
It's funny to think I was asleep 30 minutes ago. I've got my little grey hairs at the top. They're complementing the outfit. There is a small Maggie Thatcher essence about this outfit, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
She slotted a ready-made hair piece onto my head. Ultimately, using hair pieces and fake hair makes a lot more sense than whatever I was thinking, because reasonably, there is not enough time in the day for the amount of customers these studios get to be doing hairstyles this elaborate from scratch. You know what I mean? You can't be cooking that up in 20 minutes.
Not gonna lie, I'm starting to understand why royals back in the day just were executing people. This hair is a power trip. Don't ever make me a royal, okay? I can't be trusted. The power has gone straight to my head. Literally, you can see it.
If you naturally have black hair, this is going to work so much better for you, Diva. But you know, some of us are just brunette, and we'll just have to suffer with that, unfortunately. That is my cross to bear.
Oh, we're getting jaws.
We then moved on to accessories. Hair accessories were a big thing in the Han Dynasty, the most eye-catching of which being the Hanfu headdresses. Sir, off! Thank you. Which were worn by very rich people. These could be made of silver, bronze, gold, and even include jade, silk, and feathers. And that was the energy that we channeled for this look.
Got some extra hair going on. I got so much hair, this is crazy. My mom's gonna be like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, when people used to say heavy is the weight of the crown, I thought it was metaphorical. I thought it was deep. No, it turns out it just meant it's heavy. My head weighs so much right now. I've actually got a bird eating a fish in my hair right now. Good news is, if anyone loses track of me tonight, just listen for the jingle. I'm like a cat with a bell where they're supposed to scare off the birds. Except I'm just scaring off actual human beings. blinged up. Got this ice on my wrist.
No matter how much I thought we were done, more things kept accumulating on top of my head.
Guys, things are getting serious now. We've progressed from flowers to butterflies. I've got butterflies in my hair and a fish. This genuinely feels like when you used to play dress up as a kid, except way better. Way better. I feel like at a certain point we just stopped dressing up, and that's so sad.
Although, at this point, I did get jump scared by a pair of earrings going into my ears.
Wait. What?
And you might ask, Ellbat, how does one get jump scared by earrings going into your own ears? And that is a good question. I don't know. But I didn't know that they were going in prior to that exact second that they entered my earlobe. So, quelle surprise. She did sanitize them before putting them in my ears, but I do have very sensitive earlobes, and one of them did get swollen after this, so take from that what you will.
Tell you what, I'm jingle bell rocking tonight. Let's go. You can hear me coming a block away. Crikey. Ooh. Don't mind me, I'm just falling over.
Dude, this is insane.
Bro, this is actually nuts. What is going on?
Then it was time for my photo shoot, and I followed the professional photographer to our shoot locations, which just happened to be downstairs.
I swear to God, everyone is looking at me right now. It's fine. There's loads of people here now, also in dresses, so that's fine. We'll be fine. So this is the part where we go outside in the real world with real people, and we take pictures. Not for the faint of heart, not for the socially anxious, but there's loads of other people doing it. I'm just being dramatic. Literally no one cares. I'm just so obnoxiously loud. Every head movement I do, it creates a small symphony, and that symphony happens to be made up of untrained mice using their nails to run across instruments. So
the studio was really well positioned by this little river that had a lovely bridge and lots of opportunities for pictures. And because of this, all of these locations that we took pictures in are packed. There is a queue for almost every single good spot, and nearly all of the people are dressed up. It's a whole industry. Now, because there was a language barrier, my photographer was really acting out the poses he wanted me to do. He was giving it everything he had. But unfortunately, I think we just had different ideas of the vibes that we wanted for the shoot.
Don't smile.
Okay.
Don't smile. You want some naughtier looking ones, or not really?
I wanted fun, goofy, potentially holding a weapon to use up throne from the Emperor kind of vibes, but he was really going for sexy and demure, which is just not me, I fear.
it's actually quite remarkable how quickly you get used to walking around like this. For the first 5 minutes, I was the most self-conscious person you've ever met. Now, living the dreams, Eva. I'm gonna do this every day now.
Something that I do want to say at this point is that I know a lot of Westerners are quite apprehensive to get involved in experiences like this out of concerns of cultural appropriation. And whilst conversations and considerations of cultural appropriation are incredibly important, experiences like these are aimed at allowing tourists to engage with the history and beauty of Chinese traditional dress, helping to spread awareness and appreciation of these customs to those who didn't actually grow up within that culture. And as long as you're respectful and behave appropriately whilst dressed in Hanfu, there aren't any issues. In fact, you're actually helping to support local Chinese businesses and keep cultural customs like traditional Chinese dress alive and relevant to a wider audience.
We're all done. I think he was a bit surprised by the poses that I chose to do. Listen, sometimes a girl just wants to be silly goofy with it. And that's also fine. I get the feeling that they have a lot of like sensual cosplayers, like people who do these photo shoots to be like a sexy queen. I don't really give sexy. I bring a kind of deranged energy to the party.
Photos completed, it was time to head back and change before reviewing my already edited professional photos.
Handing back my beloved, my true self. I'm handing it back.
Now, the package that I booked for this experience meant that I would receive 50 raw photos from my photo shoot, as well as 9 professionally edited pictures. But the photographer did something a little bit cheeky. He actually took 70 raw pictures. And if I wanted all of them, it was going to cost an additional £10 or $15. And because I wasn't sure whether I would get to choose the 50 that I got or whether it would just be the first 50 he took, and I thought the funnier ones were at the end of the photo shoot, I just sucked it up and paid this. But that wasn't the end of the price add-ons. Any additional edited pictures that I wanted to keep above the 9 that I'd paid for in my package cost an extra $6 per picture. $6 per picture, which is insane when you learn that they essentially just slap on a Facetune filter. The filter they put on is essentially a filter that makes your face very small and makes you skinny, and it is one of the most jarring filters that I think I've ever seen, because it altered my face so much that I didn't even look like myself anymore. I'm not joking, I looked like a small little alien boy. Who is this person? Can you tell me? Who is that? And the worst part about all of this was when I was trying to whittle down my 70 pictures to my 9, every time that a even slightly decent picture came along and I wanted to delete it, the lady going through the pictures would say, no, this one's beautiful, you can't. And so naturally, I ended up forking over my entire bank account to get all 70 edited pictures. I'm lying. I absolutely did not do that. Do you think I'm made of money? I actually ended up with 10 edited pictures, so I did pay for one additional one because I wanted an even number for the slideshow that I'm going to show you later. You can actually ask them to tone down the edits and alter things more to fit your personal preferences. But I didn't do this, mainly because I just thought it was funny and I wanted to show you what I saw when I sat down to view these pictures. I've chosen our pictures. I look terrifying. I can't wait to show you them right now. Enjoy these pieces of art that I had to pay money for. Let me know what you think. Let me know which picture was your favourite. If you do want to see some images that I took of myself in this Hanfu, I have posted them on my Instagram. To be honest, I think they look pretty cool. I don't know if I needed the professional photographer in the end, but maybe you disagree. You know, feel free to tell me that you prefer the little alien boy edit. That's fine, I won't be offended. I think that's it, I think we're done. I've completed my Chinese princess Hanfu experience. I would honestly rank this like 8.5 out of 10. I feel like it's a really fun experience. It's very enjoyable. There's lots of different price options, so there's a budget for everyone. I'm minusing 1 point because I feel like I've lost a significant portion of my hair follicles to these accessories. Is very heavy, and 0.5 point because I'm sweating out of crevices I wasn't even aware could sweat. So nothing to do with the experience itself, really. It's an all-round great time. If you would like to try this for yourself, I will leave the name and location of this particular Hanfu experience in Guangzhou, so you can come and visit. Say Ellbat sent you. They're not going to know who that is because they don't watch YouTube in China. Saying that, there is one other lady in this Hanfu experience, and I believe she may be American, but she just said she really liked my videos. There is one other person doing this Hanfu experience, and that apparently is the only person currently in China at this moment in time who knows who I am. I cannot express to you how random that is. No one ever recognizes me ever, except on really, really niche occasions. Like in a Monoprix at midnight when I got my period in the centre of Paris and I'd like bled through all my clothes. And then I got a message on Instagram being like, hey, I just saw you crying in a Monoprix. Didn't feel like the right time to say hi. Between that and this, my luck in meeting people it's low. It's low. I do want to shout out Nicole, who was the viewer that unfortunately, bless her heart, had to sit next to me for an hour whilst I got my makeup done, and I just retold the same jokes because I kept messing them up the first time. Yeah, live audience for this YouTube video, and you can tell because I'm looking awkward, truly. Honestly, bless this woman's heart. I was so socially awkward, but she was so nice about it. She even let me take this really cute video of her hair in the Hanfu costume. So everyone say a massive thank you to Nicole for being the live public audience for this video and for putting up with me being socially awkward. Baffled. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, appreciate you liking the button. Comment some topical things in the comments. See if you can get a blue highlighted comment, and I might do another one. Maybe in Korea, maybe in Japan. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, guys, sleep well tonight. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in your walls.